Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, Taurus, our card tonight is the Knight of Wands. Lots of fiery serpent energy. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what is going on in these tea leaves. What do they have to say? What are they going to reveal to us? And so if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to hit the like button or leave a comment, I would not be mad at you. All right. So we have a Sagittarius person involved here. You can see kind of the outline, right? Here's the body, the humanoid body at top, the torso, the arm, the head, kind of this horse-like body. So we know that there's some kind of Sagittarius, I don't know, aura. Their lingering aura. Now we also have right here, it looks like, yes, the skull of a bull, right? Now, what does this have to do with each other? My goodness, I wonder if this is a person who maybe you had a romantic entanglement with, right? This also could be like a mother figure. You know, it's strange. I actually am thinking about this. I know a few Taurus people who have Sagittarius mothers. At least 3. Now that's just anecdotal, but I almost kind of feel like it is a super involved relationship. I almost to the point where it might blur into the lines of codependency. Okay. Maybe only one-sided, you know, it could be that we have a person here, a Sagittarius, who is kind of very eager to really be of service, I think but it's of service so that they may be kind of fulfilled by this connection, right? And kind of overly doing stuff, overly showing up, almost kind of being controlling to some degree. Maybe even a little bit emotionally manipulative. And, you know, I think that this dynamic has made it difficult for you, especially in the past, to really kind of open yourself up to them. There is a feeling of, yeah, kind of having some reservations about letting them in too close, too often. Feeling like there's maybe some overstepping boundaries or stomping on boundaries and this kind of thing. So I feel like, and this does seem like it's kind of a more of a ongoing but also past situation. Yeah, that like you've had to distance yourself. You maybe even have gone non-contact at times. Now, if this is an ex-romantic relationship, I'm imagining that, yeah, you've created some distance there. If, maybe you just like don't even talk to them. You've moved on, right? It could be even from some years ago. But I think that it's left its kind of, mark. The lingering energy is still there, right? And I feel like this is kind of, I was going to say cautionary tale for you, but I think it's kind of, definitely something that informed you about how you want to have your relationships, what you are willing to put up with and what really you are not, right? And so there is difficulty here, but there is like a little check mark. Like, I've got it. It's like, it is definitely filed away in my mind that when I feel this kind of energy, it is a red flag for me, right? I am not going to keep going, into this situation, because I know it is not necessarily, how you would like to be living your life alongside somebody else, or having a family member who is involved, right? They're not in that core family unit, but this is extended family. And, sometimes it's just, you have to kind of do that whole solid boundaries thing, right? And so here we are. Now let's keep turning this. And I'm seeing that we have these beings that look like they're pretty tall in stature. You can see the head here, the body, right? Over here we have two people standing next to each other. Here's maybe a person that's a little more distant. And I feel that there is kind of a desire to engage yourself in some kind of group of people, or maybe it's part of your friends group. Maybe this is like a group of people you work with, or I keep thinking like people you know from school. Now, maybe it is that you have returned to school. Maybe you're doing some adult education, or, back at college, quite literally, gone all the way back to school. Or night classes, whatever it is, okay? But I do feel like there is this kind of intriguing quality of being around people who, it seems like they're very goal oriented, or at least very kind of in a place of exploration in their life, right? Now, if you've ever been around people that are just super interested in things, right? They're out there, they're studying stuff, researching, finding new hobbies, finding new crafts, or literally just like to learn about stuff, right? They're maybe like on the YouTubes, right? Here at the YouTubes, watching videos about all kinds of topics, reading books, and little groups of, like book clubs, or some kind of, maybe if you live in the city, there's some kind of like salon, right? Where you can go and discuss your ideas, whatever it is. But I feel that kind of energy, when you have people like this in your life, right? Versus people who are just kind of, going through the motions, doing their thing, or maybe not very motivated to do much of anything at all, right? Just kind of in a in a kind of state of stasis, right? Just existing, basically. That's a whole different, these are super different energies. Now, when I was young, right, and we all hear this, it's important who we surround ourselves with. It's important who we, kind of make friends with. The people that we spend our hours, our times, we share energies. It absolutely affects how you exist within this world. The things that you think about, what you are, just the ambient energies. Now, if you're met with somebody who's really just has nothing nice to say, they're always kind of cynical or judgmental or, just straight up mean, right? That's coming into that environment versus somebody who's like, trying to share with you their interests, or they have stuff that they're talking about and excited, and that's a whole different energy. So I feel like you are in a place where you, either have people who are equally as excited about things, interested into exploration. They're calling you up. Let's go, to the museum. Let's take a ride on a train to go see a music festival, or, let's go try some new cuisine, or, whatever it is. Versus not really doing much of anything at all. Don't want to leave the house. I'm just gonna, kind of just hang out, whatever. And it's not that you have to leave your house, by the way. There's plenty of stuff to be exploring and researching, and, we have access to the Library of Alexandria, basically, right, on the internet. So it's not that you have to actually be out in the physical world doing stuff. But, yeah. There's a difference. And I feel that you have an urge to be among a collective of people, a grouping of people, at least one other person, right, who has something going on. I think that, you've had enough of kind of the complainers. You've had enough of those who don't have very much, they don't have aspirations. No judgment about that. I've been there many times in my life, right? I have nothing going on. I'm not really doing much. I think we all get into those places. Some people just kind of exist there, though, And I think that, if this has been a period of time where that's been the case, you're absolutely not with it. Not anymore. You are looking to be, inspired, excited about something, doing whatever it is. Now, I feel like this is something that has been building for a while, and I feel like you probably already have some of these people in your life, because we're in that Knight of Wands posture, which means a very developed stream of fire, right? The wand is related to the element of fire. Now, fire for me immediately tells me this is a creative person. This is a person who is impassioned by things in life and their spiritual journey. They're emotional. They're willing to, really kind of share their passions and their passion for. You're not somebody who is timid and kind of, buttoned up. I'm thinking of like a Capricorn person, right? They could be like obsessed, in love with something. Just absolutely, you would never know. They hide it well. Taurus, quite the opposite, right? You love something, you are about it. If you are into something, you are wearing the merch, you are you know, watching, reading, looking for all of the extra, you know, books and side things and fan fiction and artist renderings and so on. You are about that life. And I think you excel when you are around other people who have that same energy, right? Now, I'm not saying that you're super, like, your whole being is reliant on other people, right? You're not like a chameleon. But I do think that you absolutely take in the energy, right? You are somebody who is at least somewhat of an empath, probably pretty decently so. So I see you kind of getting yourself into that place where you're around some people who are going to show you some interesting things and kind of help you stoke the fires. Now, I almost wonder, now we have a person holding an umbrella. You can see the head here. They're pointing this way. We have two people up here. And we have what looks like, you can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth. It reminds me of a cat who's just kind of spread out on the ground there. And I kind of almost wonder if in this kind of changing of energies, there's not a bit of jealousy. And I almost wonder if this is like your partner. If this is somebody who, maybe even like a good friend. It could be romantic. It could be platonic. It could be family. You know, this could be what we were talking about at the beginning. This person who has bad boundaries. Or at least does not respect boundaries, right? And so I feel like in this time of really kind of maybe switching friends groups, or you're focused on a different aspect of your life. You have really kind of doubled down on the people that are involved in that sector of your life. Like, for instance, maybe suddenly you go from hanging out with people you work with to you maybe like volunteer, or you like go to church or something like this, and you start to find your community within this other group, and your absence, or at least your lessening involvement with these other groups of people in your life, yeah, it might kind of bring up some jealousy. They might feel neglected. This might be like even that you're realizing that your significant other is always kind of really pessimistic, judgmental. They're just always, you know, talking poorly of things. They don't have anything nice to say. And you're just really starting to realize, like, I can't be in that energy all the time. I want to be around people who have ideas, who have, you know, their heart is aflame with excitement, with passion, with a connection to something greater than themselves. And yeah, you know, you gravitate towards that, and your significant other, your best friend, whoever it is, they start to notice you're in this cat mode, a little more independent, a little more kind of going off on your own little side journeys, right? Doing your own thing, not necessarily calling as much, texting as much, hanging out as much. And, you know, I don't think that this is to be like vindictive, or maybe it's not as conscious of a thing at all. You're just kind of going where you feel you want to be. And I do feel there's going to be kind of, you know, some feelings about that by them. And you know, I don't know. I don't know that you care that much, honestly. I mean, I think you care about this person. Obviously, you do. They're in your life. But I feel like it's kind of, you're going to go where you want to go. You're going to do what you want to do. If you feel like this is something that kind of, it's kind of like, does this deplete your battery or does this help charge your battery? Right? And when you realize that you've been in a situation where your battery just keeps getting drained and there's very little kind of energy put back, right? And then you go and find a place or a hobby or a group of people that really kind of make you feel so engaged in life again. Yeah, where do you think you're going to end up going, right? So I think that for you, it's kind of like this, even if you're trying to pull me back in, this is like a survival thing for me at this point. You know, this is a thing that I have to do for myself. And you can either get on board with that or, you know, the separation maybe widens. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on over here. So we have a tall contemplating bird right here. Maybe two of them even. So this is a bird like a stork or a crane or a heron or, you know, something like this. These are the large wading birds. I always call them lake birds because they do just hang out in the grassy kind of marsh area of lakes. And I think of them as the great contemplators. They just really stand there and hang out for long periods of time. Right next to where we live, yeah, we have a lake over here. And I watch the birds every day. That's my exciting hobby. But yes, the gray heron, my goodness. Or are they the blue? I always mix it up. But the great, big, beautiful birds that they are. They like to come over next to this particular cove that I like to watch. And I mean, they will stand there for hours. And suddenly, you know, they kind of look down, they look closer to the water. They almost have kind of that vibe of narcissists, right? Gazing at themselves into the waters. But then all of a sudden they will spear with their beak a fish and take it over to the beach there and have their lunch. But it's amazing to me how long they will stand there and hunt. And so I feel like when I see this and we have more than one, it is a sense of finding some patience, finding a place within all this fiery energy that you have going, all of these kind of motivations and inspirations and impulses, making sure that you are tempering self, balancing yourself out so that you do kind of make use of this energy in a way that could be very spiritually and creatively beneficial to you. Okay, so I think that in this time there will be some really interesting and profound ideas emerging from your psyche, from your experience, from the synchronicities in your life. And I really see you kind of running with it. Now we have this, it looks like a deer that is running. And I see you taking care with it, being very, I was going to say covetous, And it could be that you really covet this thing, this emerging project that you have going on, this idea, this, a kind of lightning strike of genius happening. And I see you really, really taking care with it, right? Going quickly but slowly yet. Being very mindful and intentional in your movements here. Okay, and I think that this will be a very successful endeavor for you. I think that this is the thing that really kind of gets your mojo going again. And yes, I think this is very exciting indeed. Okay. So we're going to go over here. We're going to do our self-care affirmation cards. And I'm just going to flip through, stop where it feels right. And it says the hero's journey. I am the hero of my story. My life is an ongoing adventure of growth and courage. I am victorious. I am victorious. All right. Beautiful. Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comments. All right, with that, I will go ahead and tell you I love you, I love you, I love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.